Hi everyone. In today's video, this time we decided to do the video not live because we want to really have a succinct summary of what we want to talk about. And we have a very nice question from Banditara user. So thank you so much. The question was regarding difference between catalyst and twin flame. So it looks like people still have a little bit of troubles to differentiate between two. And what I believe, like once you get the difference right, you can really start looking at your journey differently. So hopefully those experiences that we're gonna be sharing, observations and this wisdom that was coming to us will help you to understand it. So I know that Theo prepared some definitions according to what is really the catalyst and how we can transfer that into our spiritual world. So
Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. I want to say thank you guys for watching. We look at it more deep. First of all, within our personal experience. Uh, and this is about to understand what is a catalyst. You have to research within yourself. You have to go deep. Every time, every day, you evolve a little bit. And when you evolve, some of the things that you've been knowing in the past with what you know now, some of the things then are going to be as value as it is. And that's what evolution does. First of all, to understand what is a catalyst in there, since we are going to be talking about the catalyst in there, catalyst is a substance that speed up chemical reaction. That could be used in the chemistry, like or lower the temperature and the pressure if it needs to start one without itself being consumed during the reaction. Okay, you get the part in there without being consumed. See, in our world, within the twin flames world, in there, that is the catalyst experience when somebody comes in there. Somebody is waking you up, but as it's stead in there, without itself being consumed. That is a person who comes in your life and they are waking you up, and it is their job to wake you up. Okay. And when I look at it within this, they can speed up the process within you. And this is what is that awakening of the catalyst that it comes in. Catalyst can be, as far as a talking to a lot of the people through the years, uh, have to say it is about the experience through the years and observations with this. That could be anybody, pretty much. I have some people that comes in, they gotta wake up from a coworker. Some of them gotta wake up from a singer, from an artist. Someone gotta wake up from a video. Some of them gotta wake up of a person they meet at the coffee shop. Some of them got to wake up with a person that it was their um, significant person that went out to certain situations when they had and so on. It's all about that the catalyst is pushing you in a way that it's coming in, and it creates this experience in there. Um, Basically, what the catalyst from you, what do you want? Okay, Catholic wants to be authentic. You don't want to be violent. It wants to be an empathic. To search for your identity, meaning and significance. It's a relationship oriented, particularly valuing of meaningful relationships. And here is how we get in it through the twin flame. One of the twin flame, you look in it within the relationships. And can a catalyst become a twin flame? Definitely yes. But if the catalyst comes to you, and you expressing what you feel, how you feel, and the catalyst like, oh, I don't want to be anything like that. I don't feel anything like this. I don't want to be anything of that. That is it because the catalyst doesn't want to be consumed. He doesn't want to be in that relationship. He just came in to speed up some processes within you. So the self-determination, this is gonna be, it is a catalyst or a twin flame. It's gonna be showing up to the journey. And I think that we had a great conversation, Paulina. She's got some bolts and nuggets, particularly about that. So I'm gonna give it a mic to Paulina because it was
Yeah, I
very
think
good.
I will be just keep remembering those things that we were discussing. But definitely, it's one distinctions I wanted to make because that's what I really believe people have to understand. It's really not about the boxes that you use to put the people into certain boxes, certain labels, and just leave it there. It's just if we can put it in stages, we can really see that any potential catalyst that's coming to our lives, because I believe there can be many. It's people like to differentiate or call a catalyst something that is very intense and just sparks your awakening for the very first time. While I believe, like throughout our journey, we will be meeting little catalysts that will be helping us to get to the next stage, helping to see us the patterns that we haven't seen, even with our original twin flame, original catalyst. So it's gonna be any person who comes to your life to actually spark something, some change, or maybe some breakthrough in your journey. While twin flame, when we are talking about this twin flame experience or twin flame as a person, it's someone who consciously chooses to get engaged with you, get engaged within the connection itself. And one thing that comes to me, it's those are catalytic experiences, as we say very often, that are a little bit dramatic, a little bit those runner chaser dynamics. They are very confusing, they are not clear, they are very often one sided, just because, as Dio was explaining, they are meant to spark some process. And immediately I said, oh, yeah, this is like alchemical process that someone is coming to your life to just start you on a journey of this evolution. And they come to you so you can get ignited, but then you're free to let them go. Because again, if they are choosing to get engaged at a later time or immediately after and become a part of your twin flame experience, they are free to do so. But you cannot make someone do certain things. So I like to really see as either or, like people can really transform from one to another depending on their level of maturity. So I think that's one of the major distinction, if we would like to call it this way. It's people who are doing their work and they are not that much focused on those catalytic parts of experiences in their evolution. They will be maturing and they will become twin flame. But not only twin flame in the sense of like, oh, I can now label myself as a twin flame. They are becoming self-aware individuals who are ready to learn more, or ready to get rid of those like old patterns that are not serving. So I would say level of maturity between two people and the dynamic itself, how it is between people, that's going to be one of the most important distinctions. It's not really about putting label on that person and that person. It's more about how are we acting in the whole dynamic. And I think that's very useful for people to try to see that from that perspective.
Very good points in there. And when we're talking about uh, the catalyst right here, and within research that has been done through the years, the catalyst is coming here, to go back into the purpose of the catalyst. The purpose is the catalyst is a person or a thing that participate on an event or change. Okay, you had that event, you had that awakening that leads to a change, right? But how it does it? Basically, this is a using the mirroring effect of the mirroring neurons in there and leaves that consciousness. But the catalyst in there, he wants to be empathic, okay? But that empathy, when you have that catalyst experience, you're beginning to develop within you. You want to have that empathy in there. You want to search for that new identity. That's what you're trying to identify to yourself within that awakening experience. And this is why you put in the label, oh, I am twin flame. You identified yourself as a twin flame. Okay? Because you are twinning that catalyst consciousness within your own self. Because during the ignition state of that actual awakening as a bioenergetic chemical process, because that's how it is, like it or not, it is what it is, okay? Through the bioenergy, the transformations is fire up from the one person, transfers to the other through the mirroring neurons. They begin to have this transfer of consciousness. To some of the people, we talk about it, that can be only a one way. It doesn't go in the other way around. Okay. And here is you chasing that consciousness, while that consciousness never got your consciousness in there. So when you see it in there, you got to be very careful of understanding the terms and how you identify yourself. Okay. So within this energies, with these situations, the way you are, and what has been found out over the years in there, um, put yourself under situations of really understanding where you're standing at. If the other person says like, I came in only to wake you up, I don't want to have a relationship, but I can understand you had issues within the relationships and there and so on, but I came in just to help you. I can help you, but can't be with you. Okay? So this is clearly a person who came in to have and only give you the catalyst experience. While within the twin flames in there, guess what happens in there within the twin flames? It's already been there. It's already been oriented within creating the peace within the soul by resolving and having all the meaningful situations about relationship. If you pay attention to what I read you a little bit before, okay, meaningful relationships. And when that consciousness in there within both individuals is the same, okay, they have this consciousness exchange, all right? Now that consciousness exchange is beginning to work, and now the twin flame journey begins to work in there. Okay, so pay attention of what the things are in the catalyst experience. One of the main things that it's there, it's always intense energies. They're not peaceful energies, they are intense energies, intense feelings, intense emotions that needs to be processed, intense energy as like constantly you feeling in there. There is a pressure because the catalyst is coming to create this a reaction. Okay, thinking about like a chemical reaction. The soda, bicarbonate, in there that is using it for a baking or a baking soda for some of you because it's got a little bit of different names in throughout the world. But the chemical reaction, put it into a vinegar. What it does, you put it into a vinegar and start having this bubble. So basically, the baking soda it's becoming the catalyst for the vinegar. Okay, so this is a what you have to look inside yourself. And as a catalyst comes in, he is creating a reaction for a certain purpose. By the study of the mirroring neurons in there within the professors, they determined that they are firing for a purpose. They're still trying to figure out the purpose. They're still trying the psychological situations. And all of you out there, he had reasons why you are awakened. If you look at the reasons, it will tell you how your journey is. But try to use this experience that you have there. Uh, don't put the labels right away and try to determine it. Are you on a catalyst experience or are you on a twin flames journey? Okay, following the energies. The soul knows where it's find its peace, because when the soul finds its peace in there, you can be able to resolve the situations. You're gonna be in there, particularly when it's in about you individuals. Okay, but don't determining. Oh, it's a catalyst experience. I have to let it go there. And this is a one thing that me and Paulina we've been observing in there, and she has some more nuggets about this terminology in there, how the people can use the term. And so I'm giving the mic back into Paulina. She's got that, I guess.
Yeah, I was coming as you were speaking. I really think we try to put that in labels because we want to maybe see where we stand. For some people, I can hear Sensei, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, some people are resting, some people are working, and dogs are resting too. But in terms of this catalytic experiences, why do people care so much about understanding, was that my catalyst or was that my twin flame? Somehow, if you call someone a catalyst, we have a little bit easier time to let go of something that may potentially maybe end it for a while, forever. It doesn't really matter, but there is some ending period. When we are talking about the twin flame experience, it just puts you in this space that, oh my God, it's gonna last forever. Like I'm just involved in this and I'm just somehow I have to make it through and it's gonna be with me all my life. Catalytic experiences seems to feel like more short-lived. At the same time, they're terminating in a way, because once the experience is properly processed, and once you're focused not that much into what my vinegar is doing, let's say, as you were saying, instead of just really embracing, oh, I'm in this bubble experience, what is happening to me, let me experience that, you're able to facilitate just fully process of whatever is meant to happen through this catalysis, or whatever would be the term. And then you can just get to the next stage, like you're transforming yourself. But you see, you not like some people just maybe have those tendencies to cling on those people who are, they claim to be potentially twin flames, while they really came to them to create the spark. And it's, I can see one of the bigger obstacles is just we don't like to call people temporarily, like we don't like terminated things. Sometimes it's better for us to keep things continuous instead of seeing it, oh, maybe it was really just for one season. I remember from my experience, like I had a hard time to understand, oh, maybe this is really like that was it, there's nothing more for this specific individual, you really have to move on. And it felt like it's ending, everything is ending, but at the same time, once I crossed over, I felt like everything else opened. So it really feels like terminating something, but just remember that anytime you end up with some sort of like a belief systems, or like understanding, way of understanding that you believed for years, anytime you let go of that, like this is a huge process that it's happening to your consciousness, because you're entering the new stage. Your reality will be adapting to this new ways of thinking, and you have no idea what's coming afterwards as a ripple effect. So that's why, especially maybe I'm talking to people who are sensing a little bit like discomfort, thinking that, oh, maybe my twin flame experience was a catalyst, maybe that's it, maybe that's a spark. If you feel that you're afraid of it, you better have a look into that. Like, why would you have issues letting go of that, knowing that whatever is meant for you will be finding you eventually? But think about, if something is supposed to continue, but you are holding on to something that it's supposed to terminate because it served its purpose. You have to see if you're not blocking some flows of energies. So maybe one of the distinctions, and I will just give you like back, it's catalytic experiences. If you hold on to them for too much, they will become destructive to you. They will not only destructive, but they will feel very stagnant. Like there is, like the ball is on the other court and it's like echo, and there is nothing else. Nothing comes back. It's like lost in transition. And I send prayers, vibrations, and thoughts, and it's empty. That's what it may feel like. That was your catalyst that just asked you, please, can you just move with your life? But this is like very individual. You just have to sense it. But the same time, I cannot stress it enough. Don't be afraid to go into these uncomfort positions. Just explore it. Like, how does it feel? Why does it feel uncomfortable? Maybe there's some new area I have to dig into. So
Very beautiful. When you were talking about this, like you send an energy, you send all that stuff to that catalyst, and so on messages, and nothing's coming back. I call this alien abduction. He's like the aliens take him away. He can't find him. But this is a what is been said in there that I will repeat in there. A catalyst is a substance that speed up a chemical reaction or lower the temperature or pressure need to start one without itself being consumed during the reaction. They don't want to be consumed. They don't want to consume the relationships with you. They're a catalyst. They wake you up. They came in to shake you up to do the change. Those are the people who creates revolutions, and after that they're gone. You don't see them. They're a catalyst. Okay, it's the same thing. You put the baking soda into creates a reactions, and then boom, gone. That right? Compared to thinking about as a water, as I like the twin flames. Okay, thinking about that. There's two atoms of the same thing, which is a hydrogen, and there is the divine that it's oxygen. You can boil the water, the oil becomes a steam, it goes into the clouds, it cools off in the clouds, it becomes a rain. The rain goes down into the earth, it fits through the, consumes by the different vegetables, animals, you, okay? And it does the process, and then whatever it happens, the water evaporates, and it turns against you a cloud. Nothing's changed. You're evolving, you constantly move, you're proving like something, but it's still, you are like a water. So when you are trying to distinguish and what is the difference between the catalyst and the twin flames, thinking about that, the two atoms, hydrogen and the divine connections with the oxygen in there, okay? Part of the same thing. They're all working together. And in twin flames, you're going to see the divine, it's going to come in as the third part that brings you together. But that is going to be with the peace. Okay? You're not going to have this constantly thinking thoughts, sending energies, intense feelings. It's like one day you love them, and the next day it's like they're your worst nightmare. You hate them, that they're like, I don't know, whatever it is. You're going to have unbalanced emotional state. And that's what they removed out because they say that, oh, I caused so much reactions within you, and right now we are in turmoil. That reactions comes in so you can dig in within your shadow. It will wake up the soul. You actually have the fights within yourself. Okay? And this, it's coming out on the surface. Is that kind of like baking soda with the vinegar? You're boiling inside of it. It's like, ooh, y'all within a high energy, high pressures, and it's missing what? The vibrations of peace. You cannot have the peace. So if you don't have the peace within the soul connections is in there, okay? Take a look at yourself. But nevertheless, if you reach out the inner peace within yourself, and that peace it comes in, can the catalyst become a twin flame? Yes, you can. But can the twin flame, kind of like an energy, becomes a catalytic experience? Yes, it does. All you're going to have to follow, it is the current moment of time and presence of the journey. Understand, you're in a twin flame journey. You begin from catalyst experience, then you're going into the twin flame journey. And if you're looking at within yourself, it's like I had a questions today with someone. Are you are in a union? What is it, the union for you? A lot of the people in the community, they're using the terms, they're using the situations, that they're using informations, but without fully understanding. So hopefully this understanding for the catalyst within you is going to help you within there, within yourself. You're the only one person who determined where you're standing at. But in a based out of his experience in there and labeling catalyst experience as a twin flames experience in there, what is it, a one-sided in particularly, that can lead to a lot of situations. Unpleasant things, I know them, I spoke with people, or even end up that you go out and knocking on their door, and they're like, "What are you doing in here?" And then they're like putting your restraint orders. You don't have to go through that. You have to stop first in the mental process within yourself and there. But when you see the catalyst experience, when you go, because the catalyst experience is asking you what? It's asking you to go ahead and be an authentic, not to be a violent, be empathic, you to have the identity that you need to have yourself, because this is a relationship oriented experience. And now from there, you beginning to have a great relationship with yourself. We stated that for a while. Before you go to the union with somebody else, you have to be in union with you. Otherwise, every connections you're going to be touching out, there's going to be no union. Not because of the other person. It's because, first of all, with you, you don't have the union with yourself. Okay? So, understanding about the union and a catalyst experience in there that leads you to that, you got to be very thankful to these people, by the way. Okay? You got to be particularly very helpful to your catalyst experience. They comes in, they wake you up, they walk away. Now you're in the path of finding the truth about yourself, because you are going to be finding your identity as a soul. It's your purpose. What great is that, right? It's powerful, but you don't see that. You see it as that person. You see that value as and that person is gone. It's not there. Don't fool yourself. It's not there. It's not a twin flame experience. Twin flames comes in and support you. They have empathy. They know where you've been. They know that they bring you the peace in the soul, because you bring in the peace in the soul with them. And now it depends of your evolutions. Can you turn twin flame to catalyst experience? Yes, you can. If you have a toxic environment, if you have a toxic situations, you don't adding the value to the peace. You start creating more wars. Now you're creating, go back into that. Because there is something within you, it's still at war. It's still not unified yourself to have that higher consciousness of understanding of the value of the purposeful spiritual relationship to improve the society. That's what it is. Is the twin flame experience is a catalyst experience for the world? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. We are a catalyst. We are driving things that other people are so afraid and scared that they are just chicken out within them to look at it. But when you say the word sometimes into the twin flames, a lot of the people are like, what is this nonsense? Okay? And when they getting these energies, when they have the situation, all right? But this Catholic effect in there, is it the spark? Do you appreciate that catalyst experience within you? And take the authority within yourself to determining what you are and start working on your journey. Be on your journey. Be on that beautiful, positive moments, isn't it? And communicate. Communicate with other people. Communicate with about this experience. Look at it within yourself. Digging it within what you bury underneath the rock. Catalyst is coming in to get what it's underneath the rock, guys. It's gonna get it out. Okay. So back to you, darling. I think it's like I took over.
That's okay. I had time to think what I want to say because it was coming to me. So far, we kind of touched base on three expressions. Like it's very easy to say if it's in your life, do you have a communication or there is no communication? Do you feel anxiety or do you feel peace? But this is very like a tangible. But I wanted to touch base on those examples that people have like 5D communication, that it's not matching reality, and of course it's some kind of like a sort some sort of the true communication that's happening on some sort of level. And then where does it fit in terms of like, is it coming from my catalyst? It feels like it's coming from my catalyst, or maybe if it's coming from him or her, maybe they are twin flame, and then it's all the mix up. So if you take a look, this is what you feel at the surface, but what happens underneath, whether you're dealing with your current catalyst or whether you're dealing with your current twin flame who joined you on a journey, on the background, if you see, it's always like twin flame energy that it's just constantly flowing. And those people, like, we are just taking on the roles to be expressions of this twin flame energy here. And that's what happens in the background, and those are the messages you're getting. And what happens very often, people will be putting faces on this twin flame energy that wants to give you more messages, wants to guide you, wants to show you you have to go this road. I'm supporting you. I love you. All of those things that you need to hear just to keep going. But what ends up happening is people are saying, oh, that my catalyst is sending me a message, or my twin flame is sending me a message, instead of just really focusing on what is really the message. Is it the message saying like I miss you, meaning like maybe you're missing some part of yourselves, like they are will be mirroring this twin flame energy that it's happening in the background, as I said, and it's constantly flowing. But so maybe that will help to get people from this mindset, why am I getting confused, where is those telepathy messages are coming from. I feel that it's from that person, but is it really? Just remember that you will remember, associate this person with this stream of consciousness that was flowing once through them, but you have no idea where it's flowing further. Like if unless you are get unstuck from your current like a belief system or just your wishful thinking, that's what's really keeping us anchored in one part of reality instead of expanding more, you're not able to see this big picture. Like you're really not able to dig into this twin flame energy field that was orchestrating the whole play in the first place. So I'm hoping people are sensing this layer beneath, because it's very deep. The way I see it is, and it's grounding everything in the right perspective, and then hopefully it will make sense. Like be very humble when you're talking about, oh, I'm getting communication from someone, and I'm sure, because that's how it feels. It can be misleading sometimes. So just remember, the moment that you start to get ignited on your journey and start awakening, you're already swimming in this whole field of consciousness and the twin flame energy that is just intermingling and just bringing you more people and just leaving, taking people from you and ending relationships and bringing more relationships. all of that for your personal growth, so you can still swim within this current. Hopefully, maybe you have something to add about this, like 5D communications and how, because it was coming to me like
I
not so
sense it.
present.
I was sensing it when you were talking about stirring the pot, the melting soup in there. We open up the 5D communications in there, we are entering this level of consciousness that we're having access to it. Let me kind of like put in a perspective to some of the people up here. This is like your computer was just brand new. You started up your computer and the operation system is on in there, and you're like, yeah, it's working and so on. It's like, oh, but it's not hooked up to the internet. And now a catalyst comes in. It's like, oh, here is your internet. So you plugged into the internet, and now you go in and all this consciousness. You go into all this energies in there. And this is kind of like the the space out there, okay, used for the communications. But you look at it in the communications, you don't have it in the real world, right? In a way, kind of like I'm trying to explain it to you. The 5D communications is a very powerful process in there, but when you start getting those 5D energies and they don't have nothing back up into the 3D plane of existence. Okay. Oh, I sense it, my twin flame. He's gonna call me. He never calls you. Oh, I sense it, my twin flames loves me. He never says I love you. Oh, I sensing my twin flame this, my time to have, but there is nothing is in there. It is about that it's only existed in a consciousness and that big general soup that steers the pot. Okay, it's called universe soup that we all getting into this consciousness. In 5D, you can get a consciousness and ideas about things that you need to do, how you can develop new things, how can you improve yourself. That is the consciousness that it's out with and connecting with the universe and so on and so on. Okay, it's a big giant melting pot of informations. That's it is the light. Okay, you can go ahead and study a little bit of quantum lights, like how the universe brings that information, because universe doesn't talk about this. Universe talks with light, and the light is transformed and it comes to us from outer space to our solar system to a sun. The sun spreads the light, and that's how we have a life. Get it? That's in a way how this is work. But the 5D in a physical, how it works. Okay, that is done by the study. There is a little portions within your brain called CHAT, that emitting and receiving waves. So when you use so much in love and you're thinking about the person and you tell them, you know what, I love you, I have issue with a certain thing, and I can understand that you have issue with your own situations, this and there. What do you think I should do? You know, you have this communications inside of you. All of a sudden, that person is saying to you informations exactly about it. You see, this kind of like informations improves the telepathics in there. But don't mix those communications in there, okay, as a twin flame relay. That is a communications, which is also the catalyst can do for you. The catalyst can comes in because he sees the areas that you need to improve in there, because he's been there. That's what you have, that connections in there. That's what he says that. All right. But when you getting that energies on a 5D to a 3D reality, here's how the connections, you know that it's working. Okay. But when you start sending messages to that person, he doesn't answer, start messaging another message in there, start having a more conversations, and that person is far, far, far away, like the aliens takes him away. He's not in this planet. You need to stop thinking about what is that going on. You have to start looking within yourself. You have to learn to let it go in there. Okay. So 5D it's a very powerful. in a proper way. But over the time, that 5D, if it's not properly managed in there, you are beginning to mix 3D, 4D, and a 5D energies. They are different layers. Okay, you can't bring material world into the spiritual world. You ain't taking one atom out of here of this earth when you passed away. Your physical body stays here. You ain't taking anything out of here. You can't mix them up. The only time you mix them up, and this is what some of the people don't get it in there, is when your soul embodies the body itself. When you make that union, you to have that collective experience as you existing as a human being, and you to see how your abilities and capabilities are. So here is that the 5D can really guide you, lead you. You get your guidance in there. Or you can go search, like you are Googling on a computer. You can search within the 5D. You can get this guidance. You can get these downloads in there. You can process this within you. Okay. But when you try to mix those energies with the forcing something that wants to happen in the 3D, here is your pain. Here it's what you're suffering. Oh, I love my catalyst. I love my twin flame. I love this. What do you think, Dio? Is that a catalyst or that is a twin flame? Oh, you know the best. We spoke about it. When divinity is present and both of you are present, is that merge. That is a one of the clear sign you are under the divine guidance as a partnership. You don't have to put a label there. If you want to put a twin flame, you can put it. Twin flame, it's very useful. In a proper way, it's a very useful term. You to determine disconnections is in there. Okay. But it's abused to a lot of people because it's attached anything. It turns out to be so many things. So as a catalyst experience is the greatest thing because the world needs this. Finally, the world needs this to be awakened, but it needs some catalysts. And this is why the twin flames journey, it comes as a catalyst within the world. Why? We to have a better relationship, we not to be violent, we have to be more empathic, and we to go out and evolve as a human race. Age of Aquarius, anybody? That's what it is. Okay, it's a simple words. Okay, but again, the catalyst has one particular thing. He does not want to be consumed. So I'm gonna leave you with this, darling. The rest is
Yeah,
of
I think
things.
we're gonna be wrapping up because we were talking for way too long. I don't know. For everyone who ended up listening the whole thing, thank you. Hopefully it's useful for you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the rest for the next video because it was coming more, but stay tuned for more. There will be more coming towards what was coming? It was coming with about unifying, really, how we are experiencing those unifications and how we see those realities going to the right track once we allow them. This is a process that we are meant to experience here, really, but it's just getting communication from different dimension on different timeline doesn't mean that you're meant to experience it here. Not everything has to manifest here, and you have to be okay with that. And as soon as you're reaching that point, you're opening up for anything that's supposed to come. Whether you saw it in vision or you didn't see it in vision, you're just letting go of this. Okay, whatever is meant for me, it's gonna actually come to me in 3D. I'm not gonna be bugged anymore by visions, telepathy, and all of those experiences that are precious, but they don't add anything until they really manifest here. So that's what I want to end up with. Thanks everyone for watching, and if we sparked interest in you and some other topic, just let us know in the comments. And good luck.
Thank you guys. And don't forget about it. Be loved. Always be loved. Okay. It's gonna help you.